Hello, how are you today? My name is Kathy, and I'm your Seint artist. I'm sending you this video because you have either just gotten started with Seint or you are still kind of in the stage of not knowing what to wear, where to wear it, how to put your palette together, all the things. You're looking at a freshly cleansed face. I am 73 years old, and you might think, well, I think I want a younger artist. I can tell you that the steps are primarily the same. If you were a younger person sitting at my dining room table, which I've had a few, I'd probably do the same things that I'm going to do with you, because the tricks that we learn in our younger years will do us and bode well as we get into the mature years. So I'm going to start by putting, this is Seint's Plush Prep Mist. I've simply decanted it into a different sprayer. The reason is I love that fine spray. So I want that to set a little bit, and right now I want to talk about palettes. Seint has all sizes of palettes, depending on how you wanted to start. For some of you, you might have wanted to start with the 4-pan, which means it will hold 4 colors. So you would have your contour, your brightening shade, your main shade, and your lip color. If this is what you started with and you think, darn, I wished I would have gotten a bigger palette, it's okay. You're still going to want this, whether it's for eyeshadows on the go or it's your summer glow kit and you want to throw this in your purse. It is, it's smaller than my iPhone. It is a great way to take it. Our palettes change from time to time. I will tell you, if you find a palette that you love in a pattern that's coming out, don't sleep on it, because they rotate them all the time. And there are some that I still don't have that were manufactured before I joined. So that's it. Now, this is my favorite palette. This is called the 12. The reason it's called the 12 is because it holds 6 full-size tins at the top, and it's a double-decker. It would also hold 6 full-size tins at the bottom. But I separate my powders from my creams. And you might say, why? I'm going to tell you in one word. Klutz. I know I drop things all the time. So I don't want to do that. And I don't want my eyeshadows to crumble and get into my, cream products, and then I have to deal with that. Do I always separate them? 99.9% of the time I do. Now, when I first started with Seint, I could not remember the colors of anything. This was all new to me. I had never used a system like this before. I loved the idea of everything fitting into this little palette that was, again, smaller than my hand, but I knew nothing of what they are. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Almost all of these, you can mark them. So you can either take like a permanent felt tip pen, and I know I said the word permanent, but I'll get to that in a minute. Write the name of your product, whether it's contour, brightener, or the actual name of the product, so that you have it in your palette. This would work for either of these palettes. And if you then decide, I got this, I don't need to clutter up my palette with that pen, just take a little bit of alcohol on your moistened pad and take it off. And that's it. You can also use your order when it comes in, because your order is like one big sticky label. If you cut it apart and get the names of your products, you can stick it on the side. It's brilliant the way this system works. Now, it's created for all skin types. You don't have to be a mature person to love this product. It looks amazing on young skin, trust me. But it's really whatever you want to make it to be. The other thing is the coverage depends on you. So you're going to see me most of the time use the brush that we call the 3D brush. It has shorter fibers, so that allows me to make the product stay where I put it, but still diffuse it. If you want a very light look, you're going to use something similar to this brush that's called the Shape brush. This one you actually put in the palette, pick it up, and brush it on your face. So it depends on what kind of coverage you want. When you look close at my skin, obviously you can see some age spots that I have here. So for me, I prefer a medium coverage. So I almost always use this brush. I use this one if it's extremely warm outside, very humid, and I'm not going anywhere, and I just need a little bit of color, and I don't want to look like death. Then I will use this. I can tell you that the skincare system that I'm using has really changed and stepped up my game. I could put a little bit of mascara on right now, blush and lip color, and feel comfortable in my skin. I can't tell you when in the last 20 years I've said that, because that's never been me. Now, what I want you to do with this video is I would love for you to watch it several times before your product comes. Because once your product comes, you're going to be like me. You're going to tear into that box. You're going to load your palette, and you think, oh, I don't know what to do. So I want you to watch the video. Again, this video is made just for you. This is not a public video. It stays on YouTube. But the only people that can see it are the people that I send the link to. So I have done this video just for my clients, not for you to share, just for you to learn from. Now, I do use various brushes throughout my application. It doesn't mean that you need those brushes, but for me, because of my arthritis, my hands don't work as well as they used to. So sometimes putting product on with my fingers, as you have watched other people probably do that, doesn't work for me. And so for that reason, I like to apply with a brush. This is one of the brushes that you might want to put on your wish list. It's called the smudge brush. Amazing to clean out your tins as they start getting into the corners, but also to apply product, and you will see me use that one. The other one that I love to use is the detail brush. The detail brush, you can see it's dark. This is the one I use with my contour, even though that I know it looks dark, it's stained right now, but that's what I can actually put my color on with, and it works amazing. And then of course, we're going to do the 3D brush. Now, what I'm going to do for the sake of demonstrating for you, I am going to use the 3D brush on the right side of my face, and I am going to use the shape brush on the left side of my face, just so that I can show you the different application. The application on this side is going to be a little different. So we're going to work on this side first. I am going to work from my bigger palette, my favorite palette, and I'm going to begin. I load my products in the order that I put them on my face. So my first product down here is my contour. The next one is my brightening shade. You may think of this as concealer. Then you've got your main shade. And I have a bronzer in here. You don't need to have a bronzer, but if you like to have a bronzer, it works really great. All right, I'm going to take this brush, and all I'm going to do is tap it. And I load. You can see it's gotten a little darker, and now I'm going to put it right on my face. That's what I want to chisel. So any area that I want to chisel, or I want to create a shadow, that's what we're going to use the contour for. Now, I purposely did not wear a high neck shirt today so that I could show you this. I take the brush and turn it sideways, and I put a little bit on my turkey neck. Now, this is golden. Take your brush, and I do the side. I just lay it in my palette like this to pick up this color. This is a trick. Totally. I wish I got paid every time somebody did this trick. Now, I'm going to do it on the other side only because you're not going to get the full effect of it until I do that. So here's what I want you to see. So I have given all the focus. I've created a shadow on either side of my nose. because it's preparing for the next color that I'm going to put on. So bear with me. Now I'm going to use my smudge brush, and I'm going to pick up this lightest color by simply tapping. I'm going to brighten the center of my forehead up from my brows. I'm going to take that color and come down, put a little bit on my Cupid's bow, a little bit on my chin. I'll fill in my marionette lines, and then here's what I'm going to do around my eyes. So when you look at me, you can see that I have some darkness that comes here, but that's it. The days of putting your concealer all underneath your eyes are gone. If you're still doing that, we need to change that. So I'm going to tap it in the corner of my eye, and I'm going to tap it down where it's dark. Now, depending on the darkness, you might be able, this might be the only product that you need. But if you are one of those people, because of medication or hereditary, you've got really dark eyes, what we can do is color correct. Now, I take the same brush and I put a little bit of bright shade on the outer part of my eye. That's it. Taking the smudge brush, I'm going to go into my main shade. So this would be the shade that you normally would put all over your face. I'm going to just tap it. I call this the bearded area. So you're going to tap it around. I don't have much product on. You don't really need much on your forehead, and that's it. Okay? Now, let's do the other side, because the only thing we've done is we've got a little bit of this going on. So once again, I would use this brush directly from the palette. So I'm going to pick up my contour, and you need to move it back and forth. This is a much floppier brush, much floppier, okay? Which hopefully will tell you why I don't necessarily like to use this one, because it doesn't give me much coverage. Now, if you do not like your palette messed up, because, you know, I'm taking that brush, just pop it out and hold it. Doesn't make any difference, but it will clean up beautifully, so don't worry about that. All right, so that's as much contour as I can get on with that. I'm now going to take, I've got to go back to the smudge brush to put the brightener on, because that particular brush just doesn't have the oomph to do it. You could also do it with your finger. So if you don't want to invest in another brush right now, I get it. You can do it like this. Okay? Let me put a little bit more out here and a little there. Okay. So now we're ready to take that brush and put our main shade on. This is our main shade right there. And again, it's kind of a combination of tapping and swiping. There's my product, and all I'm going to do is put it right where I want it. So while I've got this one in my hand, I'm going to blend this. Now, on this side, you're going to see that I swirl. Okay? Come down a little bit on your throat, and you'll understand what I'm talking about swirling when we get to the other side, because that application is actually different. I'm going to flip to the small end. This is a pretty good size end, but this is going to blend that brighter shade underneath there. Can you see that? All right, now, well, here, we got to do this one yet. Sorry, forgot about that. All right, now we're going to go in with a 3D brush, and we are going to do the very same thing, but see how I tap it? So I have a little bit more product on my face, and I don't swirl until I've kind of moved that product out, because to be truthful, I don't want to take that product all over my face. I don't want to muddy the waters, so to speak. I want that product to stay right where I put it. And don't worry about this side. I'm going to catch that side when I put my blush on. I'm going to tap on that dark area that I put at the top of my nose. And then I'm going to flip to the cone side of my brush and brush up. And this is how I do my eyes. And you can take that product right over your eyelid if you want. And it kind of creates a little bit of a one color. So let's do the same thing on the other eye. But again, can you see how much floppier that brush is? So I don't quite get the same look from it. I see a little bit more of that product sitting on my face. Okay, now, gonna move this down here. Now I'm ready to do my cheek color. You can do your cheek color by with a brush. You can put it on with your finger. I'm going to actually put mine on with a smudge brush. This happens to be a color that you can't buy. It is in the rewards section of your Seint page. So every time you place an order, you get reward points. And they expire, so you want to watch that. But this particular color is called a haze. When you start watching my videos, you get that I really, really, really love pink. And this color is not short of that, okay? Now, another brush that I want you to put on your wish list is the blush and bronzer brush, because it's just like the perfect brush to blend with. So watch this. So this is actually the blush end, but look what it does to that line that I put there for contour. Blends it at the same time. I'll do that on both cheeks. Okay, so there you can see one side with medium coverage, and this one would have light coverage. Can you tell a difference? For me, this is the side that I feel more comfortable with. It gives me a little bit more product, and I love it. Now, I want to show you one other thing. One of the reasons that I love this eyeshadow or this lip color so much is because it can also be my eyeshadow. All right. So all I've done is give myself a little bit of color. You can do this with your bronzer too, but since I'm a pink girl, I've got a pink shirt on for you today. Look at this. Look at this. Do you know that I've done my entire face with color using 4 products? This lip color, contour, brightener, and main shade. That's my whole look. Yeah, I know I still need mascara, but look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's pretty, it's natural. You've got a beautiful glow. This is the way to wear makeup. And as you age, you will notice that you do have a few more lines and wrinkles that pop up. And I get that. But one of the things that I do like to teach you, here it is. Sorry, couldn't find my sponge. We have a sponge that is called the Perfector sponge. It's like this. You always want to use the Perfector sponge damp. So you fill it with water. It's going to get to be about twice the size. And then you squeeze it out, wrap a washcloth around it, squeeze it again. So it is barely damp. You're going to take and put that all over your face. I like to use a brush called the Stands Out sponge because I don't need water with it. After I've used it for the first 3 times and moistened it, it's good to go. And where I do my makeup is in front of a bank of mirrors in my living room, so I'm not by a sink. So here's what I do. Paying special attention around my eyes, I just pat. And you're probably saying, well, what does that do? Well, any excess product that I have there, it's going to take it off. It's like a magic eraser. It is freaking amazing. Let's put a little bit of mascara on, be done for the day. But look at that. Is that not a pretty look? Beautiful, soft look. Excuse me while I look in my mirror here. I don't want to tell you how many times I've had mascara all over my face. I normally don't put mascara on the lower lashes. If you're comfortable with that, go ahead and do it. I'm now going to come back with my sponge and go right underneath my eye, because I want to make sure that I don't have any excess product there that's going to seep into my lines. There you go. There's my look for the day. 73. I can teach you how to use this beautiful cream makeup, and it will be amazing. More videos to come. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a blessed day.